Alright, it's time for the Dudek Universal 1.1 unboxing. Let's see what it comes with. So this is 2019. All the newer Dudek wings I think are going to start coming. And I don't know, we'll see if I like it better than the old bag. I haven't really tried this one on. I'll stick the wing in here in a second and see if it fits different than the old Dudek bag, but looks good quality. It's got zippered pockets on the outside too. So far it looks good. Here's the wing. Oh man, I forgot what color it was. Blue. Boom. Look at this. Hat.
Windsock, Wes.
Tip steering lines, spare A-lines, some stickers, universal manual, speed bar. This is a carbon fiber pole. It's no longer a metal one, so it's a little bit lighter weight. I like them. Same one that I use on my paramotor. We got the strap. I'm not used to a
in your pocket.
Wing this big. I'm used to a 16. The trim's on 6. The wing wants to fly overhead. If it's gusty, the wing will want to overshoot you, shoot past you. And so you'll have to check it with the brakes during inflation. But if it's a nil wind launch, out to about trims on 6 is good, especially if you struggle. If you struggle with launches with the wing hanging back behind you a lot, then if you let the trims out to about 6, that'll help the wing come up over your head easier. If you're the opposite kind of a pilot and you struggle on launches with the wing overshooting you and then frontal collapsing, then you should probably launch with this wing with the trims on 3 or even all the way closed. Alright, let's do, I'll try and inflate this here. I won't use any brakes. We'll see what happens. This is the trims on 6. Just pulling the A's. Not touching any brakes. It's the wing basically kiting itself. And it's gonna fall. I'm losing my wind speed. I'm gonna save it because I don't want to deal with relaying the wing out again. In case you don't know too much about the Dudek Universal, the trim range is massive. It goes all the way out to 24 on the trims. You can see how long this trim range is. It's huge. It gives you a lot of speed just in the trims. But if you look at the speed bar line, you can see it's actually pretty short. And then today in my testing, the speed bar range only gave me 1 mile per hour faster from not pulling speed bar to pulling speed bar. So you don't get much with the speed bar, but you get a ton of speed range in the trims, which I think is good for paramotoring because unless you're doing slalom or you're a really a more advanced pilot or a previous free flight pilot, most paramotor pilots don't even hook up the speed bar because it's an extra step. And if you fly wings like this, you don't even need to use the speed bar because it doesn't give you much anyway. So most paramotor pilots would probably prefer a longer trim range instead of speed bar travel. It's just wasted speed if they don't even hook their speed bar up. So getting ready to go fly. this Universal 1.1. This is a 25 meter. I weigh 150 pounds. And then the motor weighs 54 pounds with no fuel. And then you add the weight of the fuel, you know, you get like 64, 74, depending on how much fuel you get. 25.5 meter. This was made in September of 2019. Got this from Ryan Shaw. Shout out to him. So obviously I haven't flown in a long time, which is why I bought this wing. I haven't flown a paraglider in 9 months, so I didn't want to jump onto a 16 meter warp. I picked up this Universal 1.1 to kind of warm up back into the sport again and get used to flying on something safe, something that'll look out for me, and also a wing that I can just keep, a wing that I can hang on to and use for those cross-country events where I'm carrying extra weight or really tight LZs that I want to take off and land into. I can pull out this big wing and fly efficiently, fly safe. got back. I did a quick test flight on it yesterday. Nil wind, evening flight. And then this morning I flew it again. Nil wind, flew in some fog, light fog. It was still legal. And then today is the first kind of rougher weather flight with the Universal 1.1. This is a 25 meter. I weigh 150 pounds. And my motor weighs 54 with no fuel. But I got about 3/4 of a tank right now. I'm ridge soaring. I think the wind is probably, I don't know, 10, 12 miles an hour, maybe. Yeah, that's about right. And man, these free flight wings and beginner paraglider PG wings, these wings are so efficient. Like, I hardly use any gas compared to flying around on 16 and 18 meters. But this is awesome, man. And this wing still has plenty of a speed range. So, like, for example, I have to fly home upwind that way, 10 miles an hour wind, headwind. If I was on just a regular free flight wing, it would take me like 45 minutes to get home. But this Universal, I can just trim out all the way and cruise at about 35 miles an hour. I did a GPS test this morning. And nil wind, both directions, averaged out to about 36 miles an hour. 36 miles an hour with the trims full out, no speed bar. Speed bar only gave me about 1 mile per hour of additional speed, so cruising at 35 miles an hour is pretty dang good. Especially for a safe beginner E&B rated wing. And then I'm also planning to use this wing for free flying, but I mostly got it just to kind of warm up into the sport again. I haven't flown a paramotor in 9 months, so I got it to warm up. I didn't want to, you know, not fly for 9 months and then jump on a 16 meter board. So I got this wing for that, and then I'm also going to keep it just to do like some thermal flying, some motor thermal flying, and to do like bridge soaring like I'm doing right now. My warp can do it, but the wind speed has to be much higher with the warp, and you know, that just makes it more risky. But 10 mile an hour, 12 mile an hour winds, and I can come out here and ridge soar with this Universal with my motor. I don't have to hike up a mountain to do it. I can just take off from the yard, motor over here, kill the motor, ridge soar for 2 hours, crank the motor, and fly back home. And I needed a wing like that because I have a free flight wing, but it doesn't have the penetration to fly upwind. And then my 16 meter warp just, it's not made for doing that. It's made for slalom. So it can do it, it's just not near as good at it as this wing is. Take a look at the wing there. Of me. Oh, dude, there's a hawk down there. I don't even see it. That's it. Yeah, it's a hawk. There he is. You should see him now. He's soaring with me. What's up, bro? It's a red tail. I can see the red on his tail from here. See if he'll get closer to me. I hope he will. Sick, dude. Oh, today I was looking out at the park, and I watched this huge red-tailed hawk swoop down and kill this pigeon that was just sitting on the ground in the park. This hawk just dived on this pigeon and then just ripped it to shreds right in front of my Universal gets my vote. Most beginners, honestly, won't be able to tell the difference between a Universal and a Roadster or a Spider anyway. Maybe the Spider because it's lighter weight fabric, and so it's a little bit easier to launch. But I say practice more forward launches and be good at launching and get you a Universal. That gets my vote, so I'll throw that out there. Ryan Shaw is the USA importer for Dudek wings. You can find him on the Facebook and hit him up with a message. Ryan Shaw does demo wings. He sent me multiple demos since I've been flying, and which is awesome. You get to test out the wings before you fly them, see if you like them or not. And then, you know, I've bought, shoot, I don't know, 4 or 5 different wings from him now. Motor stuff. So this is the same motor that I was flying before I left. And before I left, I drained the fuel tank, disconnected the fuel lines. I took the motor off of this frame, took the fuel tank off, drained it, and I emptied the carburetor. I let the motor run with the fuel lines disconnected to suck all the fuel out of the carb, and I left it like that. When I got back, I ordered new gaskets for the motor, all new gaskets except for the case halves, just like head gasket, base gasket, carburetor, reed, valve gaskets, all that. And I opened up the carb and rebuilt all the carb gaskets inside on both of the cover plates on both sides of the carburetor. New spark plug, obviously. My starter was super worn out, so I got a new starter. Threw that on the motor, and then put fresh fuel in the motor, fired right up. Sat for 9 months, fresh fuel, new fuel lines, new gaskets, all that stuff. The motor runs like it's brand new right now. So I'll probably do that once a year to my motors. I think my wind might be dying off just a little bit. It's evening time, but me and the Hawk are both lower now. He's hanging out behind me just watching me. And the air is smoothed out. It's nice. Well, I think I'm gonna crank my motor up and go hit the sand dunes, and then head home before the sun sets. And I'll see you guys in some later videos. Trim's on 3. Trim's on 3. That's how I like to launch with the Universal. And I found that I like to land with trims on 6, and if the air is smooth, I like to fly around with trims on 6. If the air is rough, really rough, then I'll trim all the way in, and if it's just a little bit turbulent, then I'll go with trims on 3. Alright, so it's trims all the way in.